Today, we will talk about leveraged leasing. A leveraged lease is a lease agreement that is financed through the lessor with help from a third-party financial institution. In a leveraged lease, an asset is rented with borrowed funds. Leveraged leases are most often used in the renting of assets planned for short-term use, such as cars, trucks, construction vehicles, and business equipment. Leasing an asset means having the right to use it for a short term, with an option to buy it at the end of the lease term. The leveraged aspect involves borrowing funds to pay for the high cost of the asset's value, which allows a lessee to obtain a loan for the leased asset's value during the lease term and repay the loan over the life of the lease. The structure of the leveraged lease terms will depend on the lessor and their financing relationships. The lessor may also work with a third-party lender, or may put up some funds combined with borrowed funds from a third party to improve the overall terms of the lease. Once a leveraged lease is approved and agreed on, the borrower takes possession of the asset and is responsible for making regularly scheduled payments toward the loan balance. Leveraged leasing and leveraged financing are typically the two main options for any person or company buying a high-value asset. A leveraged lease provides a loan that covers an estimated value of the asset over the leasing timeframe. Alternatively, an entity can also finance an asset, in which case the loan is similar to a home loan and payments are created over a longer timeframe for repaying the loan. In business accounting, leveraged leases are referred to as capital leases. Four criteria are used to determine if a lease is a capital lease or an operating lease. Capital leases generally involve accounting for the leased asset similarly to an asset purchase, while operating lease accounting will generally require entries for the lease payments as operating expenses. Here are three key takeaways. 1. Leveraged leases allow an entity to rent an asset for a specified amount of time using borrowed funds. 2. A leveraged lease is usually used when an entity does not have the funds to buy the asset outright, nor do they necessarily want to keep the asset for a long term. 3. In business accounting, a leveraged lease is referred to as a capital lease and specific accounting standards are required. Hope this would help. Thanks for watching.